everybody. Special thanks to our sponsor, Kinetic Impact Airsoft, and their upcoming event, Corporate Wars Blood Money 2. It's going to be at D14 Airsoft in Sanger, Texas, April 14th, 2024. If you use the link in the description below and code MUDDY down there, you will get $5 off your ticket. Every time you use the code and every time someone purchases a ticket, it does go to help the channel, which is going to be awesome, beneficial for me and Kinetic Impact. Also helps you to get a discount for the event. If you like the idea of a MilSim Light event, if you're new to the MilSim world and you're new to events and you don't want to do a 40-hour slogfest, it's just going to break you off, definitely give these guys a look. I think you're going to have a great time. Again, use code MUDDY at the link below, $5 off. Now onto the review. Hey everybody, welcome to the Muddy Reviews. Today we're checking out a plate carrier from Phantom Gear. This is not a military plate carrier. This is an airsoft plate carrier. This actually is going to be a giveaway raffle prize at the upcoming game, Corporate Wars Blood Money 2 from Kinetic Impact Airsoft. The guys over at Kinetic Impact were gracious enough to let me take a look at this and review it. I saw it when they came in from Evike as raffle prizes. I was like, oh, that's kind of interesting. What is that? They showed it to me and they're like, hey, if you want to review it, go ahead, take it. You can review it and then bring it back. I was like, oh, word. I'm going to definitely do that. Because for a budget plate carrier, one, it didn't feel too bad. This is something I would definitely get my youngest son or even my oldest son as a starting plate carrier for airsoft, because it has a lot of features you would get from a higher end plate carrier and it's not going to break your bank. The thing racks out, if I remember correctly, around $79. This is the Phantom Gear Wraith T3. It has a lot of compatibility with a lot of the more popular high-end carriers. It took a lot of interesting design cues from some more popular carriers and some weird design cues. And we'll talk about all of those. First things first, it is placard compatible, which I think is fantastic. It does have an elastic cummerbund, but you could swap this out if you wanted something more like a rigid cummerbund, because it is completely Velcro-centric, like a lot of modern plate bags are now. It does have a built-in admin pouch here, which we'll talk about in a second. Got a nice generous loop field up here for identification, but also it runs with the standard of PALs. So you have a PALs field here, and this is just loops. So you can run an admin pouch up here. I don't have an admin pouch I can put up here, but you could. You could put like Ferro admin or a replica of such up here if you really wanted to, if you didn't want to use this integrated piece. Now, big enough field for 3x5 patches. That's awesome. Let's talk about this guy. So I already kind of have this pre-staged. This is pretty decent. This is nice and big. It's going to have plenty of space for what you need. It's 6 across, so it holds most large triple shingles or whatever you want. You could build up a really cool panel with this. I've actually done that with a WASP panel of similar style, where I built it up and made a little like dope thing out of it. So that's kind of cool. So that's a good starting point if you wanted to do something of that nature. With that being said, these are Quasum style buckles. They're easy to pop off. They are split bar. If you didn't want that and you wanted to run a G-hook style, you totally can. This is a G-hook placard. The G-hooks would just slide in right there and you'd be good to go, and then just marry it down. And now you have a G-hook placard on your carrier. So you can swap it out. That's what I like about placard setups, is you can swap your load, kind of go from there. So like right here, I'm running MP5. If I didn't want to run MP5 anymore, I need a 5.56 for a game or whatever. I could just literally, in between matches, take this off, put on the 5.56, and be ready to rock and roll. So if I brought more than one gun to the game, I could. And that's pretty cool. As you see, it is dangler friendly. That is a big plus too. Put any dangler you want on there. And radio wing friendly. I think that's a big plus as well. You can fit radios, like small bow things, into these little cells here, but you'll wear these out really fast. This material is not the best. I think a captured cell is just the way to go personally. The shoulder pads, they already have one of them off. They're not terrible. They were bugging me. I was like, I've seen this before, and I couldn't place where it was. Warrior Assault Systems. They pretty much copied the Warrior Assault System shoulder pad. So, and now that I really look at this, I see design cues from WASP already. The difference is the WASP pad, this is not sewn to the inner pad. It's just a outer sheath. This is sewn to it. So they did copy that. You know, of course, they got the copy of the Ferro cummerbund, whatever. I do have a medium sappy in here, so it will hold a real plate. Don't know how much longevity you would get out of that. They do come with a weird fake plate backer in there. So that's kind of neat, I guess. I guess it's like a comfort backer, but you can fit a sappy in there if you really wanted to. So that means repro plates will fit just fine. Inside here, we have spacer mesh padding, and then you got some air channels for breathing. So it looks like it's going to be pretty comfortable for long wear, for long airsoft games. I did talk about this admin. It's very spacious. It goes halfway down the entire plate bag. And then unlike a lot of built-in admin, you have a 4-inch elastic section of 3 cells that's big enough to hold a multi-tool or pistol magazines. They're not very deep though. They are sewn off. Now, this is kind of neat. If you were to run a Ido Gear JPC zipper, you could actually utilize that to hold something like a multi-tool because you don't have to worry about it closing with the Velcro anymore. It's not the most perfect marrying because the Ido Gear zipper is a little short. So possibly a real axle Ferro zipper might be a better fit because they are longer. I'd have to look. Maybe I'll try to check that out later if I can find my Ferro and pull that out. If not, just there you go, guys. You got some homework. See if it works. The shoulders are not bad. They're easily adjusted. Just a 2-piece design, Velcro. No muss, no fuss. Very simple. You got a drag handle here. That Velcro's down. I don't know if I would really rely on that to be dragging anyone. It doesn't look like it goes anywhere other than just under the lip here, which means it's not got a lot of stability, a lot of support. So I probably wouldn't be dragging anybody by that handle. If you really wanted to do another drag handle, I would weave something through here and then use that. Now let's talk about this back plate bag. This is why I said some weird design cues. Like on the front, hold on. On the front, we got some design cues from Warrior Assault Systems. This shaped language up here, but they integrated it with a internal like admin, kind of like Ferro does and like Cry does. So that's different. And then we got some different design cues, like with the shoulder pads, like I said, that are very much like Warrior. And then the front plate bag, the shape, like that. On the back, we have this weird, even this kind of reminds me of a Warrior Assault Systems, actually. So they definitely took some WASP design cues on the front. But on the back, this back plate bag looks like it wants to be a front plate bag. So it almost looks like they took 2 front plate bags when they were designing this, looked at them, were like, yep, that'll do, and then made 2 plate bags and then put some shoulder straps on them and made them front and back. Because this looks like this wants to be the front plate bag of another carrier. Because you've got these 2 little areas here for like, I don't know, hooking PTTs. Because this looks more like a Cry Precision front. It actually mimics a JPC front a lot with these 2 points here, the field here, and this. So this is your capture cummerbund area, and it is just straight up an AVS flap. That's an AVS flap area. Same loop field. That's also PAL, so you can put your flap through and Velcro it down. So you can take this off. Is that kind of neat? Sure. What you would do with this on the back, I don't know. Maybe you could put an AVS flap back here that's got mag pouches or buddy mags. It's a weird design choice. I don't know why they did it. The only thing I can think is they didn't know what they were looking at, and they had 2 different plate bags, like I said, in their little R&D area, and they said, "Oh, that's cool, and they didn't realize they were 2 fronts, and then just copied them and threw them together on this. Does it make it a bad carrier? No. It's just a weird choice, and this is a strange design piece, and I'm just kind of what? But it's okay. Cummerbund is not bad. It is elastic. I would recommend probably swapping this out at a later date because this elastic is going to wear pretty quickly. It just feels a little weird and silky and just loose. I don't think it's going to hold up as long as other elastic cummerbunds on the market. I would definitely recommend possibly switching out to either a better fake that uses slightly better material, maybe a PTAC or just a real Ferro, because they're really not that expensive and you could just get more life out of it if you want a elastic cummerbund. Cool part is, if you wanted something like a rigid cummerbund, you didn't want to spend Ferro money, you could get something like a PTAC Ferro copy and put a rigid cummerbund on here and have the 3-inch assault style cummerbund on this set of plate bags. It's kind of the sky's the limit. If you bought this thing for $79, you could upgrade it, even with a bunch of extra upgrades, bring it about to the same price you would have paid for just a set of plate bags for Airsoft. If you win this thing, you happen to be one of the lucky people that get this at Kinetic Impact Airsoft's Blood Money 2, then you now have a free platform to work with, and you can do a lot of fun stuff with it with very minimal money. You could upgrade the cover button, like I said, get a new placard. You could do a lot of neat shit with it. So definitely cool plate carrier. This is something I absolutely would have bought my son as an intro plate carrier because it has all the features that I think you want in a first plate carrier to kind of get your feet wet and get the feel of things without like crushing your bank before you decide to spend Ferro money on a real Ferro. This is something that gives you kind of an idea of what those carriers kind of encompass, and then you could go, okay, I like this way this plate carrier feels. I like the cut of its jib, so to speak. And then you could go spend Ferro money on a real Ferro and go about your expensive journey of building one of those things. But until you did that, this is a great way to kind of feel it out. It's not shaped like a Ferro, but it's just got all the same features. Anyway, that's all I got, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Again, big thank you to Kinetic Impact Airsoft, the guys over there, for letting me get my hands on this and checking this out. Also, big thanks to Evike for sending this over to them so I could get my hands on this and check it out. As always, get out there, play some Airsoft, be a bunch of dorks, build some cool kits. Don't be afraid to try some budget gear. You might be shocked at how decent it is. LARP smarter, not harder, and I'll see you in the field. Peace.